Hello, and welcome to what will be the final mainline episode of Pokémon Crystal version. Yes, today we will see the end of Act 2 of this series. Act 2 out of 3, mind you, don't worry, there's still more to come. But this does mark the end of the Pokémon Crystal part. So here we stand at the base of Mount Silver, which is where we ended off last time, and we are about as prepared as we're going to be for the ultimate encounter up at the top. Now, before that, though, I should mention that if you are just now joining me in this series, then, it's maybe an odd time to be jumping in, so I would suggest that you go back in the playlist, maybe around 59 episodes worth or so, and start at the beginning, so that you can see everything that took place to get us to where we stand today. After all, this is episode 60, which, also worth noting, is a monumental achievement for this channel. Yeah, this is a new record for me, and I am quite honored for it to belong to Pokémon Crystal. But with all that out of the way, though, I think we should get a couple other items off of the agenda before we dive into the final battle. So, first things first, I captured a couple new Pokémon off camera. Let's see if we can find them here. One of them is actually a normal type. It is normal and flying. Yeah, there we go. Let us begin the search. And I caught this one just outside the Pokémon Center here. It is, right at the end, it is Dodrio, the triple bird Pokémon. An enemy that takes its eyes off any of the three heads, even for a second, will get pecked severely. That does not sound very pleasant. But the other Pokémon that I found, yes, the second one, where's Rock? Here it is. Yeah, this one is maybe even a little more interesting than Dodrio, if you can believe it. And surely this one is also down at the bottom. Yeah, it is a Larvitar, the rock skin Pokémon born deep underground. This Pokémon becomes a pupa after eating enough dirt to make a mountain. So Larvitar is kind of this game's version of Dratini, although you can also catch Dratini, so maybe that doesn't mean anything. But it is a Pokémon that you catch at a much lower level than the other ones in the area. Larvitar appears inside Mount Silver during the day, and if you stick with it for a very long time, it eventually evolves into one of the most powerful Pokémon in the game, a Tyranitar. So it's certainly worth doing if you have the time and the patience to do it. But I will not be raising one of these today because I already have a team, and speaking of which, maybe we should take a bit of a look at what this team has become. You will notice they are now all at level 65, so I've done a bit of grinding. And let's see what these stats look like, huh? I really hope they're ready, I truly do. So Donphan has quite a bit of HP, and I gave it the Quick Claw because Donphan, it can definitely take a hit, but it is not very fast. So maybe the Quick Claw will come in handy. It does know Earthquake and Takedown, Rollout, Defense Curl. I think this moveset has not changed. This isn't its final moveset, though. I plan to replace Takedown with something a little bit later, but while I'm still training it, Takedown is handy to have. Heracross here, yeah. So much attack power. Other stats are... they're not bad. Special defense actually is pretty solid, but that attack stat, though, that is the selling point. HP is pretty good, too. I gave Heracross the Focus Band, so that maybe it'll survive with 1 HP, because I am still going for this weird low HP build on Heracross, and that might just save it. However, at level 52, Heracross learned Mega Horn. Nope, 54. Level 54. I thought it was 52, but it wasn't. 54. Yeah, so Mega Horn is the big bug-type attack, the most powerful bug-type move in the game. And only Heracross gets it. For now. Later on, pretty much any Pokemon with horns learns Mega Horn, which, as a bug-type move, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. That is a complaint of mine. But for now, everything is as it should be, and Heracross is the only one that gets it. Next up, we have Espeon, a little bit more fragile than the other Pokemon, but yeah, these are probably the same attack still. Oh, maybe Morning Sun is new. It learns that in the early 50s somewhere. It's sort of like Moonlight. It heals HP, which is a cool thing to be able to do, sort of like Recover as well. And yeah, that special attack is monstrous, and pretty fast too, gotta say. Sneasel here, this one, I think Sneasel had the latest attack to learn out of anybody on my team. Again, it's a little more fragile, but it learned Metal Claw at level 65, which I think it only can do in Crystal version. I don't think it does in Gold or Silver. But I gave it the King's Rock so that we can really try to cheese a few flinches here and there, especially with Bite. Yeah, otherwise we're just hoping that the high base damage on Ice Beam, which I taught it via the move tutor, will be enough to be useful. Because unfortunately, Sneasel's special attack is still very, very low, though it did make it to triple digits by level 65. Yeah, that is something. We're gonna need all the speed that we can get, won't we? And here we have Typhlosion, who is again pretty fast and actually has quite a bit of special attack. All the stats really are all around pretty good. A lot of HP too, I was a little surprised. But at level 60 it learned Flamethrower, so no need for the move tutor for this one. I also taught it Roar because Quick Attack is not particularly useful, and maybe there is some situation where I would want to roar an enemy Pokemon away and force the opponent to switch. It could happen, it really could. And lastly, we have Lantern, with a huge amount of HP, 281. That is why I gave it the Leftovers. Because Leftovers restore a % of your HP, so the more HP you have to begin with, the more you will recover with Leftovers. I also finally got rid of Spark and Whirlpool, and taught it Thunder and Rain Dance instead, and that is a really cool combination. Especially on Lantern, actually, because just like how Sunny Day makes Solar Beam better, Rain Dance makes Thunder better, because Thunder is a powerful attack, for sure. But it's only like 70% accurate, so as long as it's raining, it always hits, which is huge. And it also makes water attacks more powerful, right? The rain does. So it's really a perfect attack on Lantern, so I think that is a fun little build there. And yeah, Lantern is going to need all the powerful attacks it can get because these stats are okay at best. Yeah, unfortunately, Lantern isn't much of a powerhouse, besides with its HP, of course. But there you go, that is my team. That is the final team that I will be using for this one final battle. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll just cut away to when I get there, because I feel like I might have to fumble through a dark Mount Silver in order to get there. So, yeah, I'll be right back. And here we are. at the final room. You will be glad to know that only the first area of Mount Silver is dark. You can see through the rest, so, as long as you have a map, it is not impossible to get through that first room. But, here we are. I'm gonna get off my bike. Here we are, back up at the final area, the final room, and we climb these steps to face off against our final opponent. I wonder who it is. ... Are you ready? Here we go. Pokemon Trainer Red wants to battle. Yep, the trainer at the end of all things is none other than Red himself. And he sent out Pikachu. Hey, Pikachu. Yep, level 81. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I hope you're strong enough, Donphan. Okay, Pikachu is just sticking with Quick Attack here. Now, of course, we have played through Pokemon Yellow, right? I played through the whole game on this channel, so we know that no matter how high of a level Pikachu is, it is gonna struggle against many opponents. I think Donphan is one of them. But there we go, yeah, one Earthquake, that was good. But Pikachu is not your most frightening Pokemon. And if ever there is an opponent who deserves respect, it is this one. I am not going to swap out in between. Oh, but what do I do against you? I mean, Typhlosion seems like the good choice. So let's give this a shot. Venusaur, what are you gonna do? You are absorbing sunlight. That's fine, that's fine. I'm gonna roar you away. No, we're going with the Flamethrower. But a level 77 Venusaur, I feel like you're gonna survive this. Maybe, maybe not? Oh my, no! Okay, I'm sorry, Typhlosion, this, you might feel this one. Okay, not so bad. It's not very effective, you see. I'm gonna try that again. I am faster than you, okay. There we go. Deep breaths, we can do this. It's all going pretty good so far, right? Actually, now that I think of it, this Red encounter, Red's team, is going to be very similar to what we had in Pokemon Yellow. Not exactly the same, mind you. Oh, you have an Espeon. That is a new one. Now, I also have an Espeon. I don't know if I want to use it, though. Maybe, I could use Sneasel, though. Yeah, I don't think Heracross is gonna survive long enough to, use Mega Horn. Let's try Sneasel. Let's try this. Because Espeon is scary, Espeon's gonna use Psychic or something. Reflect? Beg pardon? That is not what I expected you to use. Well, then I guess Metal Claw's right out of this one. Bite, maybe? What is that going to do? Not nearly enough. Oh, but you flinched. Here we go. Let's get this flinch train rolling. Yeah. Because there's like a 30% chance on bite. Oh, and with the King's Rock. Oh, this is mean. This is a nasty combo. Although I think I'm still getting a little bit lucky here. Swift. Okay, well, I'm not afraid of that. Yeah, one more bite. That ought to do it. I'm going to waste all of these Reflect turns, because I really want my physical attacks to do a lot of damage if I can. That would be nice. You have a Charizard. Okay. Well, the Reflect has faded. Perfect. And you know who's good against Charizard? I could use Donphan. No. We're going with Lanturn here. Oh, I could set up the rain. I could do it. Okay, let's see how this goes, huh? You're gonna use Flamethrower. Not afraid of that. Maybe a little bit afraid of that. I mean, it'll still do damage, yeah, but it's not effective. There's the leftovers. Putting in that work. I'm gonna make it rain. You are faster than I am. I should not be surprised. Level 77 Charizard. Yeah, that... Oh, stop that. You quit it. You cut that out. Not very effective, but critical hit. Okay, the downpour has started, and I am going to recover slowly. Here, let's just... okay. Okay, yeah, you are certainly capable of doing damage. That is for sure. But this is going to do a huge amount. Super effective and boosted by the rain? Yeah, one shot, that's all it took. And there's a bunch of experience, very nice. You have 2 Pokemon left. One of them is it's a Snorlax. Okay. Yeah, this is a scary one, gotta say. Rain continues to fall. Now, Snorlax has a lot of HP, and can do a lot of damage. I don't know if I want to keep Lanturn in for this. It might be worth swapping into Donphan, maybe? Or Heracross? I mean, if ever there was a time to use Heracross, it was against a Snorlax. Okay, we're gonna want this big damage. You're using Body Slam? That is fine. I think I can survive this. I hope it doesn't paralyze me. Rain continues to fall. Okay, so I can survive one more of those. So I'm gonna bop you with Mega Horn. Boom! What's that gonna do? What's it gonna do? Ooh, that is a lot of HP, actually. I am shocked that did so much damage. And you're still hitting me with Body Slam, okay. That is just fine, 20 HP. No, the Paralyze! No! No! It would have been perfect! No, we're doing this. We are doing this. I mean, I can't survive another Body Slam, can I? Do I use items? Do I be cheap and use items? Huh. You know what, Heracross? That was an unlucky hit. I feel like, you can't be blamed for that. So, I'm gonna hope that the focus band works. Nope, it didn't. I'm sorry, Heracross. You never get your time in the limelight, now do you? Something always stops you. Just like the rain has also stopped. Well, Donphan, here you go. Give this thing an earthquake. I think that'll surely do half of its health. Right. Yes, there we go. No problem. I mean, there was actually a pretty big problem there, but we got there. Only one Pokemon left, and it is Blastoise. Hey, Blastoise. Yes, level 77, huh? Level 77. Ooh, Lanturn is... Huh. Lanturn is hurting, and I really don't want it to take more damage. Although, I don't envision whatever Blastoise does doing that much damage to Lanturn. I don't know. Let's see what Espeon can do. Espeon hasn't even seen play today. So let's, yeah, Surf, eh? Okay. I, am a little worried. Ah, it's fine, no problem at all. We are using Psychic. Let's see what this does. Now, Blastoise is a pretty bulky water type. Whirlpool! You are making sure I'm going nowhere. You are forcing Espeon into this fight. I was trapped, yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. I'm hurt by Whirlpool. I could use Morning Sun and recover my HP. Nah, we're just firing away with Psychic. We want to do as much damage as we can. Ooh, critical hit. Well done, Espeon. There we go. Donphan even grew to level 66. Isn't that lovely? And with that, we have defeated Pokemon Trainer Red. Okay. Dot. And I got a huge amount of money for winning. That's not even doubled, by the way. Dot. And away he goes. And with that, the credits roll once more. For the second time. Okay. That was a battle. I will admit, I was a little bit frightened, actually, of challenging Pokemon Trainer Red. I mean, he is the legend himself with an all-star team of famous Kanto Pokemon and Espeon, I suppose. But yeah, that is the final battle in the game. The big super boss at the end, I suppose you could call him. Yeah, but I guess we were just that prepared. You know, I was worried that being more than 10 levels down would be a big deal, but yeah, knowing all your type matchups and advantages, that goes a long way, I suppose. And in the end, we made it through all right. That wasn't too bad, except for poor Heracross, I suppose, yes. Heracross was an unfortunate victim of circumstance, I think. That Paralyze really threw it for a loop there. But we did get that rather nasty flinch chain on Espeon, so I guess Pokemon Crystal giveth and Pokemon Crystal taketh away, doesn't it? And here's the special thanks, which they always save for the very end of the credits. The end. Okay, Igglybuffs, I think it's time to go home. Or to the Pokemon Center, I guess. You know, I was expecting for that to warp me back to my house like it does after the Elite Four, but okay, whatever. You know what? I'm just gonna fly back home because I've got some things to talk about, so I will be back in a moment. And here we are, back home at New Barktown. So I'm just gonna take a step into my house and we can see what has become of my room. I've done quite a bit of decorating, as you can see. I have this big Snorlax doll. Oh yes, Snorlax, my now mortal enemy. But this one's cool though, so I guess it's fine. It is a giant doll. It's fluffy and cuddly. How cute. This is the final item that your mom buys for you, by the way. Once you save up like 100,000 Poke Rubles, she buys you this Snorlax doll, and then that's it. So after that point, you can stop her saving your money and actually get everything that you earn after trainer encounters. And you can withdraw all the money that she saved for you as well. And here are my trophies that I imported from Pokemon Yellow, my rewards from Pokemon Stadium 1, and I have a cool plant here, and I have a new bed. The only thing I'm missing is a carpet. I have not been lucky enough to receive one in Mystery Gift yet. And I also now have an adorable Super Ness So we're just gonna play the Super NES while I babble on a bit. So, having played through Pokemon Crystal now, and really gone in depth and tried to do everything there is to do in the game and really get an appreciation of what the game has to offer, it really stands out to me just how much of a sequel this game is to Pokemon Generation 1. Now, maybe that's a silly thing to say because it is literally a sequel. They say that a number of times. But even just in the way Generation 2 is designed relative to Generation 1, and how different that is compared to how other generations were designed after that, and how we now are used to newer generations being designed and created, and the mechanics and new Pokemon and such, because so much of the new stuff in Generation 2, it almost seems to take a backseat to the old stuff from Generation 1. Like, and I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's just the way that it was designed mechanically. So, to me, it almost feels like Generation 2 is more of a Generation 1.5, simply because of the prevalence of all the old stuff that we already knew from Pokemon Red, Blue, or Yellow, or Green, I suppose. Like, all the gym leaders and the Elite Four members and such, so many of them just have old Pokemon when they could have had new ones. Or they have, like, the new evolutions of old Pokemon, right? Which are still sort of showing off new stuff that you can do with old Pokemon. It's, well, and, of course, there's all the new Pokemon that you can't even get until after you beat the Elite Four, or that are tucked away somewhere hidden that you would never know about otherwise. It's just interesting design choices that way that to me, really, it makes the game feel a lot more, I don't know, memorable, special, I guess, if you were already familiar with Pokemon Gen 1. Like, going up Mount Silver at the end of the game and facing off against Red, which is really like facing off against your past self, right? It's really such a great way to top off this game, because I'm sure that's what they were going for, right? They wanted to tie it back to Generation 1 in a lot of ways. So, given that seems to be the direction they were shooting for, I think they hit the nail right on the head with that one. But yeah, it is a shame still that a number of Generation 2 elements were sort of sidelined in favor of, I don't know, fan service, I guess you could call it, for Generation 1. But yeah, whatever, those are just some of my thoughts now, having beaten both Pokemon Generation 2 and Pokemon Generation 1 on this channel. Great game though. Honestly, I'm still very honored to have been able to play through and record this entire game, and put it all up online, and well, we're not done yet, right? Because there's still Pokemon Stadium 2 left to consider. But that is not going to happen quite yet. No, there's still going to be a few bonus episodes that I have planned. There should be 3. After all, we know of a number of legendary Pokemon that we have either seen ourselves or have heard about from other people, so those are all things that will need to be investigated eventually. Yeah, for now, I am going to leave this series to sit. It can stew for a while and cool off, and maybe in about a week or so I'll start airing the bonus episodes, so you can look forward to that. But in the meantime, this does bring us to the end of this episode. the end of the main line of Pokemon Crystal, and the end of Act 2 of this series, so I do hope that you enjoyed all of it. And if you did, then please leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and I hope that you'll join me again next time for the next exciting episode of this. Till then, ta-ta.